It's nice easing back into old routines. Only now with extra care. Let's do it for ourselves, for our loved ones, for everyone's safety.
Hurry up, let's go. Let's go.
And staying safe starts at home.
Nice.
From how we work and learn, to the little ways we find joy. If you must head out, take extra care. Making a small effort, being mindful, they go a long way to keeping us all safe. The health of all depends on each one of us. So let's work together, using new tools and keeping to our new habits to protect the people we love. At work, let's all be good team players.
Hi, morning. How are you? Good.
A little distance between us today will be good for us all tomorrow. A little care can protect the one thing that means the world to us. So let's do our part.
The views and opinions expressed by the speaker, host, commentator, or other third party in ARIVA webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass are those of the speaker, host, commentator, or third party and do not necessarily reflect and represent the views and opinions of ARIVA. Furthermore, ARIVA does not warrant, express, or imply the merchantability and fitness for a particular purpose of any product information, service, or process presented by the speaker, host, commentator, or third party, and ARIVA specifically disclaims any legal liability or responsibility for the accuracy, completeness, or usefulness of any product information, service, or process presented. Finally, material or information presentation, opinion, process, or service by, on any trade name, trademark, manufacturer, or otherwise during ARIVA webinars, e-learning events, and/or virtual masterclass do not constitute or imply ARIVA's endorsement or recommendation of such opinion, process, service, item, or organization.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Arriva Academy's free live webinar and our topic this afternoon is sales and social media marketing mistakes to avoid in 2024. Most common social media marketing mistakes and how to avoid them. I'm Kate, and I will be with you the whole afternoon as your host because I am also excited to learn with all of you. So, again, good afternoon, everyone. Now, before we start, I have a few reminders just to make sure that our program will run smoothly the whole afternoon. Arriva is committed to protecting your privacy, hence stricter security of this webinar has been implemented. So for better viewing of your Zoom experience, we encourage you to please update your Zoom application by visiting their website. And for participants who are using their mobile gadgets to view this webinar, you can go to either the Google Play Store or the Apple Store so you can download and install the Zoom app. Now, I want to know, do we have participants here who are joining an Arriva Academy webinar for the first time? If it is your first time, can you type hi here in the chat box? We'd love to be able to welcome you. Also, please let us know where are you watching us from because I was informed that we have a lot of participants who are from out of town. They're not from Metro Manila. Some are even out of the country. We have a lot of friends who are watching us all the way from Albay, from Baguio City, from Batangas City, from Benguet, from Butuan, from Cagayan, Cagayan de Oro, from Cagayan Valley, from Camarines Sur, from Cebu, also from Davao, from Ilocos, from Iloilo. We have from Isabela, Laguna, Legazpi City, from Malaysia, from Negros Occidental, Nueva Vizcaya, from Olongapo. We have from Palawan, from Pampanga, also from Pangasinan, from Siquijor, from Surigao del Norte, from Tacloban, Maupay nga hapon, from Zamboanga City, and also participants who are out of the country. I've mentioned aside from Malaysia, we have participants from Italy, from UAE, also from Sri Lanka. Wow, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao is well represented, and also from other parts of the world. So good afternoon, everyone. From the Gupan, hi Anne, who's joining us for the first time, and she's in Tarlac. Joven is in Cavite right now. From Santa Rosa, Laguna, that's Rebecca. And Ranchelle is just in Caloocan. Hello also to those who are here in Manila. It's a very sunny afternoon. So I hope everyone else is having good weather today. Now, let us do an audio check. I want to make sure that once our speaker is on screen, you will be able to hear the discussion clearly. So can you type 111 in the chat box if you're able to hear me clearly? Also type 222 if you can't hear anything, or you can type 2121 if you can hear me but the sound that you're hearing is breaking up, I sound choppy or laggy. Also, you can also type question marks if you don't understand what's happening. Let me check. I'm seeing a lot of 111s. Also via Facebook, I'm also seeing 111. Thank you. We are also being live streamed right now via Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So aside from our Zoom participants, we are also being viewed elsewhere. So good afternoon also to our other viewers. Later, we'll have a 5-minute break, and something exciting is going to happen during that break time. I'll be announcing that in a little while. Now, participants' microphones will be temporarily disabled by our administrator during the discussion just to avoid interruptions. But for your questions, you can click the raise hand button during our Q&A portion before we end our session. You can click the raise hand button, and then we'll allow you to unmute so you can ask your question directly to our speaker, or you can also type your questions here in the chat box, and then during the Q&A portion, I will be reading them. Now, I mentioned a while ago about the break time. Something exciting will be happening during that break time, but that is exclusive for those who are part of the Viber community. So right now, I am asking everyone to scan the QR code that you are seeing here, or go to Viber, type in 0917-326-7870. Once you do that, you will be able to join our Arriva Academy Viber community. Again, you have to do that because something will happen during our break time. And it will be open to those who are part of the Viber community only. Okay? It will be exclusive for those who are in our Arriva Academy Viber community. So do that right now. Scan the QR code or type in again 0917-326-7870. Okay? That's exciting. And we'll be doing that in a little while. Now, an e-certificate of attendance will be awarded to participants who will successfully complete the entire virtual masterclass, and they will be available 3 to 5 working days after the learning session. Now, for those of you who registered, please ensure that the email address you provided during the registration is accurate so that you will be receiving the e-certificate. And the link for the feedback form will be posted here in the chat box. So just click that link later. There you go. Now, I'm sure you're all very excited to get this started, so I won't be taking much of your time anymore. Let me introduce our speaker. Our speaker for today is internationally recognized. He's recognized as a world-class expert in sales and marketing and has been in the trenches, professionally selling almost 30 years, even until today. In 1998, 25 years ago, he started his company in San Diego from the spare bedroom of his apartment, cold calling and selling all day, 6 days a week. And he still cold calls for 1 to 2 hours every day. He began marketing and selling online and through digital platforms for his own company since 2004. And in 2007, he has serviced and taught tens of thousands of companies and professionals on how to use online strategies to generate leads and convert them into paying customers. Since May 2020, he has conducted over 500 plus training webinars, online workshops, and video trainings for several thousand attendees. The primary method to generate this business was using a combination of online marketing strategies, cold calling techniques, and professional selling skills. Currently residing in the Philippines, he runs several businesses in range of products and services catering to B2B and B2C clients. So everyone, let us hear from our speaker, Coach Chris Randolph.
Thank you, Kate, so much for the introduction. Every time you introduce me, I feel so energized, and I also start to feel a little bit shy.
Hi.
Okay, so thank you for everyone being here. Thank you, Ariba, for this topic, for this invitation to be here. And it's social media. It's a very, very interesting. It can be sometimes boring. It's a very technical topic, and there's a science to it and there's an art to it as well. And so today we're going to go over some of the common mistakes. I'll touch on what we should be watching out for, especially once we clear out of 2023. I can't believe it's December 4th already, Kate. 26 more days, 27 more days, and then we're in 2024.
Yes.
And,
time flew so fast.
right. And I read something interesting on social media that this is the December 31, 2023. It will be the only time I think in my lifetime, possibly yours, that the date will be 123 123.
Yes,
right?
I saw that too.
Right. Yeah. 31st December 23. 123 123. Interesting. Very interesting. And that's not a mistake for us to avoid. It's just some creative people put numbers together and they made an interesting post, isn't it? And I saw the post, you saw the post, and we're talking about it today.
Yes.
And so that's really what social media is. And one of the things that I think of here, Kate, is that social media can be used for evil and it can be used for good, right? And one of the things that I am really firm on is let's use it for good, right? Social media is like, hey, let's keep in touch with the family, let's keep in touch with friends, find, long lost friends, whatever the case is. I tend to shy away from the personal things. I think we've been friends on Facebook for a while, and you hardly ever see me post anything of a personal nature. And
Yes.
the reason for that, I don't like social media. Okay. So, but my thinking is, whether we like it or not, we have to be good at it, right? And when we talk about social media, I really focus on the business aspect. How can we get more customers? How can we get more awareness? How can we convert likes and comments and shares into, and this sounds very mercenary. How can we convert likes and shares into somebody pulling out their wallet and
Oh,
giving us some money, right?
yeah.
So that's really what I'm about. Okay. Victor says, good day, Victor. Okay. So with that, Kate, I know we have a break at 2:45. I'm
Yes.
going to go ahead and share my screen with the slides. With your permission, we'll get started. Yes.
Yes, please. We are very excited.
Awesome. Just give me a quick second here.
By the way, I am encouraging all of our participants here in Zoom to please open your camera so we can make this interactive. Even though we're not together physically, we still want to be able to see you, get to see your reaction. There you go. And see the beautiful faces of our participants. Thank you very much, everyone. Chris, we cannot hear you. I'm sorry, coach. We lost your audio, but you're not muted. Okay, let's just give him a few seconds. Again, still waiting for the rest whose cameras are still turned off. I'm seeing a lot of beautiful faces now. There you go.
Okay, you should be able to hear me now.
Yes, now we can hear you. That's
Yes.
better.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. This is not silent movie. Thank you so much for telling me, Kate. Anytime you lose me, just hey, just let me know. Okay.
Sure, I will.
Awesome. So we're going to be talking about sales and social media marketing mistakes to avoid in 2024. And it's not so much 2024, it's 2023, 2022, and 2025, and so on and so forth. But today we're going to be talking about common social media marketing mistakes, how to avoid them, and how to fix them. Okay. Before we do that, I really like interaction with the audience, and I know sometimes it can be a little bit challenging, in this format. So I'm going to ask you a favor. If you have questions, you can type it at any time. Miss Kate, the technical team, and myself, I'm looking at the chats right now. And if there's any questions, I will do one of two things. The first is I'll address the question right away, or I will say, let's keep it for the Q&A, and remember to ask the question. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to test our engagement and our commitment to each other, to communicate. Is that okay? If the answer is yes, please type in yes. If the answer is no, please type in no. So there's about 50, 60 of us right here. I would love to see 60 yeses or a combination of 60 yeses and nos. All right. Awesome. And while you're typing the yes, just so I have an idea, if you can type in the chat as well, what is your title of your job or the function that you do? And a little bit extra would be, let's say I'm your job title in the kind of company or the kind of industry that you are in. If you can do that for me, I would really appreciate it. That way, I can see if there's any really out of the ordinary job functions or industries or accounting staff in Asia Cargo. Okay. Who else do we have? Social media specialists or magic appliance. All right. Let's keep those coming, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep those coming. Okay. While you're typing that, okay. Very nice, very interesting. Okay, so while we're doing that, it seems like some of us are involved in social media as our responsibility. Some of us are have other functions, and maybe we need to add social media into our responsibilities. Or you're a manager or a business owner, and you need to have this function as part of your responsibilities. So the first thing I will say is, if you're not using social media, whatever your job function is, okay, if you're not online, which I find it very hard to believe or to even trying to understand if anybody's not online, okay. And when I say online, it can mean on a personal basis, or it can be on a professional basis, or on a business basis. Okay, so if you're not online yet, you need to get online now. If you have Facebook and you post cat pictures or food pictures or the beautiful sunset, that's not being online to me in my definition. All right. If you're already online, then you need to get better at it and get it done right. Some clients ask me, hey Chris, can I get leads? Can I get prospects? Can I get sales from Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn? My answer is this: if you're not doing it, you're not going to get any. If you're not doing it right, you either won't get any, or you get the wrong kind of responses or inquiries, or you're going to get very little. If you do it right, the probability, we're all about increasing probability. All right. If you do it right, the probability of getting leads, prospects, and clients is way, way, way higher. So let's increase the probability of that. Okay. And, if you're online already, let's do it right. Now, 2023 to 2024, it seems like it's a small change, especially considering that today is the 4th of December. So we have about 26 more days, 21 more days to Christmas. Merry Christmas, everyone. And 26 more days to the 31st of December, 1st of January. Happy New Year, everybody. All right. In the whole scheme of things, going from 2023 to 2024, especially now December 4th, is not a big change. One of the things that I've noticed is that in the online world, in the social media world, the cycle is usually about every 5 to 6 to 7 months. What that means is something that is working, or something that is normal 5 or 6 or 7 months ago, today is not really there. All right. So let's go through some of the evolving changes that I'm already seeing that's apparent now, and is going to get probably more emphasis as we go on from today. Now, in 2024, right, next year, the social media landscape is, we're looking at an increase or a surge in niche platforms that caters to specific interests and demographics. All right. I'll give you a quick example. Like Facebook. Facebook is like, this whole huge circle of everybody in that online world, right? And in that huge online world, you have specific interests in groups and pages. And I believe if you went on your phone right now and you type and you search for a group, no matter how obscure, okay, how imaginative that you can get in typing a group on Facebook, you would probably be able to find it. We have gaming communities, we have working associations, we have job groups, we have specific job groups, right? We have professional networks. And if you're trying to use social media, okay, if you're trying, even LinkedIn has all these specialized groups, right? So if you're trying to increase awareness, if you're trying to increase your business, if you're trying to get some form of profit or revenue out of social media, you have to understand, okay, and you have to leverage these specialized platforms. It's going to be very, very, very crucial. Okay. Let me see this here. Okay, we have Jovelyn, Sales and Marketing Manager of Transgen Solutions. Yeah, it sounded like battery or power, right? So using Jovelyn as an example, all right. Using Jovelyn as an example, would Jovelyn join battery groups or energy groups, or would she, or would Jovelyn try to find groups that are composed of your customers and your potential customers and start engaging in that? Okay, that's a consideration. Okay, if you join, and I'm maybe using the wrong term here. If you join battery groups, energy groups, that would be for industry knowledge. If you join, if you can articulate and you can list out who are my customers of power supply, the things that I provide, the product and services that I provide, who are my customers, and then you find groups composed of your customers. Okay. Now, then we also have AR. AR is augmented reality. All right. So I remember a few years ago, maybe more than a few years ago, there were these glasses called the Google glasses, and it seemed kind of trendy, but it never really took off. And then, if some of you remember, I think it was back in 2014, 2015. What was that? The Pokemon? Is it Pokemon? Yeah, it was the Pokemon Go, I think it's called, where people had the apps and then they had to go and find the Pokemons all over the place. That's AR. But how do we use that in business? One of the easiest and most clear examples is in real estate. Okay, there's technology now where a real estate agent can take a video, right, of the of, let's say, a condo unit, and that video can be converted into AI so that you can move around and you can take a look, at where the bathroom is, how does the bedroom looks like, what's the and then pan up and look at the ceiling. That's AR. And for some of us, maybe we don't need to be at that level yet, but the integration of AR, augmented reality, is becoming more prevalent. Is the incidence of AR is getting higher on social media platforms. I don't know if it's so much common, or I don't know if it's that common in the Philippines. But if you have a global market, you definitely need to take a look at that. All right, brands are using augmented reality to create we call this immersive experience. Okay, rather than just reading off a list of this is what you get, this is what you get. Why don't we show them? We show them what they get, and it allows them to interact with the products virtually. All right, so you need to explore innovative and creative ways to incorporate AR into your social media strategies for increased engagement. All right. Another thing that we need to look at also is, there's a lot of growing concerns about data privacy. All right. Social media platforms are placing a high priority on user control and transparency. All right, even in individual pages. All right, so we have LinkedIn, we have Facebook. I don't know how what's the word I'm looking for? How serious platforms like TikTok are in this, But the main ones that we would use for business would be Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course the peripherals would be, TikTok, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts. All right. So not just on the data privacy, the privacy and user control, but we also have to be very, very clear on permission-based marketing strategies. So permission-based, for example, would be I'd like to send you an email newsletter. Would you be okay with that? Basically, you're asking that question. Okay. Because if someone says, yes, I'd like to have that information, the quality of that lead or prospect just went way up. Okay. And we also need to be very clear and communicate to our users how the database is going to be utilized so that we can build trust with our audience. Okay. So then we have ephemeral content. Ephemeral content is like stories. It's like stories on platforms like Instagram, Snapchat. All right. So ephemeral content is more connecting. All right. It's more connecting with your audience through personalization. Using stories, because this actually leverages the temporary and authentic nature of this content to create a sense of empathy, to create a sense of urgency, and you actually connect with the audiences on a more personal level. I'm going to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you a very quick question. Okay, the answers will be video or read. Okay, so the question is: would you rather watch a short video of a minute talking about a product, all right, or would you rather read a minute's worth of content to understand the product? Okay, so just just so we can get an idea, do you prefer to watch a 1 minute video, or do you prefer to read for 1 minute? So the answers are: if you think you want to watch a video, type in video. If you want to read, type in read.
Here in the chat box, Coach Chris, I'm seeing videos. No one has typed read yet.
Right. Because
Everyone just want to watch.
right, because if we like reading more, all the things I'm saying here, Kate, I would have just typed it out and sent it out, and everybody could have read it today instead of being here together with us, right?
Yes.
So,
Also in Facebook, they're saying video.
so if everybody prefers video, why do you still write content on your social media, right? The reason we do that is because we think it's so hard to do video. In January 31st, we're doing I think it's a half-day program on social media marketing, how to use social media to get more clients, get more sales. I'm going to teach you how you can use video on January 31st, and among other things, on how you can use social media to get more clients. And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you here today, you really need to consider to make the right decision and register and attend on the 31st of January. Okay, so please get in touch with ARIVA and say, hey, I need to attend on January 31. All right. So when you have stories, videos, that comes under ephemeral content. I will be very honest with you. I did not come across this word until a few weeks ago. All right. I had no idea what the heck ephemeral means. What it means is it's content that allows you to showcase, feel good, more personal interaction. So it would be things like behind the scenes, limited time offers, and members only or clients only exclusive content. Now, what this does is it creates FOMO. Does anybody know what FOMO means? If you know what it means, type it in the chat. FOMO, what does it mean? FOMO. Fear of missing out. That's right, Glyden. Fear of missing out. You know, the fear of missing out, it simply means scarcity and urgency. All right. So it creates a fear of missing out among your clients, your prospects. Okay. It encourages them to engage with the content promptly. All right. And it makes it a very, very effective tool for time-sensitive promotions and brand storytelling. You know, this is not in the scope, but I want to share another one, another acronym with you. YOLO, YOLO. Anybody knows what YOLO means? YOLO. You only live once. Right. That's what it means. How many of you agree with that? I will tell you that I disagree with it. Okay. This is the reason why I disagree with it. Okay. It's like, oh, you know, I'm going to do this because you only live once. And, you know, it's for me, Judel says, Judel doesn't agree. All right. Here's why I don't agree. You don't only live once, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You actually live every day. You live every day, but you only die once, right? So why, instead of taking that YOLO and making it something special, just, you know, once in a lifetime, treat every day as if it's special. Okay. Okay. So let me come back to the content, the actual content. That's a little side. Yes, Judel, every day you live, you only die once, right? Okay. Now, then we talk about social commerce. What is social commerce? Social media platforms are evolving into comprehensive ecosystems where users not only connect, but also make purchasing decisions. All right. Social commerce is where people can discover, research, and buy products directly within the platform. And you know, this process is becoming more sophisticated. And so what you need to do is you need to optimize your strategies to be able to integrate with these shopping features. For example, you know, like Instagram shopping, Facebook Marketplace, you know, are reshaping the buyer's journey. I'll give you a quick example. I've lived and worked in probably almost a dozen countries. All right, in the US, in the UK, in parts of Asia. I actually spent the last 11 years in Malaysia, and I've been in the Philippines for, well, since June or July last year. I'm actually in Davao City right now, and this is where my home is now, in Davao City. All right, and in Facebook Marketplace, you know, when we look for a house, when we try to find a place to live in other countries that I've been in, you would go into Google and then you would search like property listings, and then they would have websites dedicated to house rentals, and maybe there's some here in the Philippines, no, but not so much. Most of the time, you would use Facebook Marketplace, right, to find a place to live, to find a place to eat, and maybe to buy certain things. Okay, so you need to be able to use, hold on, let me just close this out. Okay, so you need to be able to use these features like Instagram shopping and Facebook Marketplace to create visually appealing and product information that is informative. All right. Now, the current trends. Let's talk about some current trends. We have reach and audience engagement. What do these two things mean? What it means is, reach is how many people can you reach? Okay. Population in Philippines is 110, I think, 110, 150 million. That is your marketplace. Now, one of the businesses that I run is a children's academy. Do I want to reach 115 million people in the Philippines? No, I don't want to, and I should not. Okay, what I need to reach, who I need to reach, is parents of kids that are between, example, between the ages of 3 to 5. That's the people that I want to reach. But I only want to reach the parents of kids between the ages of 3 to 5 in the effective area of a branch. Okay, so that's the reach. Then we have engagement. All right, engagement means how is the communication? Is it a one-way communication or a two-way communication? All right. Now, social media provides a global platform for reaching a very big audience. Now, effective marketing strategies not only can help you reach, increase the reach of your brand, but it should also encourage meaningful engagement, creating a community around the brand that is more likely to convert into sales. Now, there are some products that you just post and they go, yes, I want to buy that, right? It's a very quick transaction, and I don't think any of us are on this session right now have placed an overemphasis on quick transactions. Okay, we need to have nurturing, we need to have engagement, we need to create a community. Okay, now then we talk about social proof. Okay, consumer decisions in this era of social media is heavily influenced by social proof. What is social proof? Positive reviews, testimonials, whether written or video or pictures. And then we have what's called UGC. UGC. Does anybody know what UGC stands for? I'll give you about 10 seconds for anyone to type in what UGC means, if you know. Okay, if you don't, it actually stands for user-generated content. Okay, here's the simple distinction. All right, if I say it or write it, you can doubt me, isn't it? But if you write it or you say it, well, then it must be true. So UGC, user-generated content, is very, very effective because it increases your credibility. All right. And a well-executed social media marketing strategy leverages on social proof to build trust and to drive sales. Okay. Then we have real-time customer interaction. Okay. What does real-time mean? How many times have you you see an ad on Facebook, you send an inquiry like, how much is this? Is this available? How long does it take, in your experience, on average, for somebody to reply when you respond to an ad? Can you type in some time frames into the chat? Whether is it minutes or is it hours or is it weeks? Okay, so let's say you're on Facebook, you click on an ad and you send a message. Okay, you send a message, and then how long does it take for somebody to respond? Okay, Jane says minutes. Have you ever experienced where they take hours to respond? Okay, or even worse, days to respond. Okay, for those of you who replied minutes, this is the standard that you should be reaching for. If anyone, if in your business you take hours to respond to an inquiry, you need to change that. You must change it. Okay, it needs to be almost real-time interaction. All right, timely responses to inquiries, to comments and feedback. They build a positive customer experience. Okay, I'll show you a case study in a while. I think we'll do it after the break. All right. When you have attention to detail and promptness in responding, okay, this not only attracts new customers, but it also gives your new customers, your prospects, the confidence that you are there to assist them. Okay, this can lead to increased customer loyalty as well as repeat business. Now, let's talk about personalization. All right, social media gives you a lot of data on user preference and behaviors. Okay, um, an effective marketing campaign or strategy involves looking at these insights to deliver personalized content. Now, from this point on, and especially in 2024, understanding and using data, and it's not enough for personalization, it's hyper personalization is going to be crucial for resonating with individual audience segments. Okay, and when you analyze user data, you can actually tailor content based on demographics, interests, and behaviors. Now, demographics, interests, and behaviors are three separate things. Demographics, simply put, would be age, gender, location, right? Age, gender, location, maybe education, maybe family situation, right? Interest would be what are they interested in? What are the interests that they have? And the behavior means what is the actions that they're taking? What are the things that they are doing? Interest is here, behavior is action. Now, when you're able to take these three things and craft a personalized approach, it enhances, it increases the relevance of your marketing message. Okay. And I want you to write this down. It's three simple words. It's timely, valuable, relevance. Any message that you give to somebody has to be timely, relevant, and valuable. It has to meet these three criteria. So in your marketing message, in your copywriting, in your email, in your text message, in your videos, it has to be timely, relevant, and who can type in the next one? Valuable. Okay, timely, relevant, and valuable. So when you're able to take these things and put it into an ad or a post, copywriting, and have personalized recommendations, you're actually capitalizing on all of this data in order to further your brand's awareness, increasing the number of prospects that you have, and increasing the probability that they're going to open up their wallet and give you some money. And I say it in a very direct way. And if any of you take offense to that, don't be in business, right? Because every business, okay, we have to get somebody to open up their wallet and give us some money. If we come down to what is the function of business, a lot of people like to say, oh, because, we're going to do this, and the vision and all that. Every business, unless you're a charity organization, and I'll come back to that in a minute, every single business needs to have revenue, needs to have customers. And that is our purpose, all right? Even if you're a charitable organization, okay, you need funds as well, isn't it? You need donations, you need to go and get grants, and whatever the case is. I know it sounds bad, I know it sounds very mercenary, but everything functions on money. Because can you go to Save More or Central Convenience and you walk in and you buy some stuff, and I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart? No, they will say, no, sir, ma'am, we need some money for the things that you want to buy. Okay. And next is we come to this again, video dominance. All right. Video content dominates social media. It captures attention and it conveys messages more effectively than any other format. All right. But creating video is scary. All right. or so you think. Creating video is hard, or so you think. If you decide to register and attend the class on January 31st, after you attend the class, and we're not just talking about video marketing, we're talking about all kinds of social media marketing techniques and strategies. But I'm going to give you information that will make it so easy for you to come up with video. All right. You should prioritize video creation and distribution, live streaming, short form videos, long videos, interactive videos, in order to engage your audience and to drive sales. All right. Now, the consumption of video is rising across platforms. Definitely, of course, on TikTok and was that Instagram, right? But you're seeing it in Facebook and LinkedIn as well, right? Okay. Okay, so we covered the short form video. All right. Social commerce, social media platforms. Doesn't matter what they are. Okay. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook Reels, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, whatever it is, they're becoming marketplaces. All right. And the integration of shopping features on all of these platforms, it allows their users to discover you. Okay, discover you, and to be able to purchase your products or services without even leaving the app or the platform. Okay, so we talked about AR already. All right, brands are starting to incorporate AR into their strategies. All right, and so you need to be able to enhance your AR to allow your customers, to allow your prospects to virtually try products or services. Okay, interactive content, things like polls, quizzes, interactive stories. All right, is gaining a lot of traction. Now, these formats, they encourage user participation, and if you can get somebody to do something, okay, on a platform as they're reading it, you're actually getting them to take certain kinds of action. It increases the involvement, the participation. And when they do this, okay, if you can collect the data, it provides is so valuable. All right, so that you can now fine tune exactly what you want to do. This one is very interesting. Sustainability, and social responsibility. I know I got social on there twice. Okay, sustainability, conservation, right, and social responsibilities. Social media users are placing a higher level of importance on the brand's social and environmental responsibility. Is everybody interested in that? No. But there are enough users that are interested in that want to get information on the carbon footprint, the CO2 output, how does it affect the environment? Is it safe? Is the production process safe? All right. So even if your process is normal and safe, you need to highlight it. Okay, you need to highlight it because not everybody knows. Not everybody knows. All right. There's a story from, I think it was the 60s and or the 70s, and I forget which beer brand it was. Okay. I believe it was Anheuser-Busch. I believe. Okay. Of course, notwithstanding the crisis that they went through earlier this year, right? Okay, but Anheuser-Busch back in I believe it was the 60s, Anheuser-Busch was always the number 2 beer brand in the United States. And so they hired a advertising advertising and marketing company, and they said, "Well, we don't know how beer is made, so can you give us a tour of the factory and the process, right?" And they Anheuser-Busch showed the ad executives how they made the beer. And one of the things that they did back in the 60s would they would hot and cold filter the hops right before it turned into beer. They would filter it 7 times. And so the ad executives were like, "You filter the beer 7 times before you bottle it?" And they said, "Yes." And so the ad executives said, "This is amazing. Everybody should know this." And the Anheuser-Busch, they said, "No, every beer company filters it 7 times. It's nothing out of the ordinary and it's nothing special." The ad executive said, "Doesn't matter. Everybody is doing it, but we're going to be the first ones to tell people about it." Okay. So they created this marketing campaign. That talked about how the beer was hot and cold filtered 7 times before it was bottled and ending up on their dinner table or their bar counter, whatever the case was. And it was because of that campaign. Um, and it turned Anheuser-Busch into the number one beer company from the late 60s all the way until this year. All right. So what is the point of that? The point is, even if you think your manufacturing process is normal, even if you think your fulfillment system is normal, it's normal to you. But if you tell people about it, then they gain an understanding, and they can immerse themselves into your story of the manufacturing process, for example. Okay. Did all that make sense? If it made sense, type in a yes for me. If it doesn't make sense, you can type in a no. So did all that make sense? Yes or no? I Ladies and gentlemen, I need more yeses and or I need more nos. This is the engagement part of our session today. Okay, while you're typing in yes or no, Kate, I'm going to turn it back over to you. I believe we have a break at 2:45. I think it's exactly 2:45 right now, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And we'll come back after the break and we'll continue with our discussion. Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you so much, Coach. And I am seeing a lot of yeses here in the chat box. Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope everyone's ready. I mentioned a while ago that we're going to have a break, and during our break time, something exciting is happening. And it is still exclusive for those who are part of the Arriva Academy Viber community. So if you're still not a part of that community, click the link. We'll be posting the link here in the chat box. Join us or type 0917-326-7870 so you can join this Arriva Academy Viber community. Because I'm sure some of you who've attended in the past are familiar with our games. We are still going to play a game this afternoon, and each winner will still receive 200 pesos. Okay? The 200 pesos will go straight to your GCash account. There you go. So that's additional money for coffee for those of you who are collecting stickers since it's Christmas. Okay. Now, this is the twist. Before, the answers are to be typed here via the chat box here in Zoom. But we are going to make this inclusive. We are including our viewers who are in Facebook right now, in YouTube, and in LinkedIn. They can also join the game now, and it is via Viber. Okay? So, what is the title of our game? It's called Guess the Movie. The same movie, yes, the Guess the Movie game. So we will still find out who among our participants are movie buffs. Okay? I hope you guys are excited. This is how the game goes. We will be showing short clips or short trailers of some movies. And you have to be the first one to guess the complete and correct title of that movie. Again, we're looking for the complete and correct title. But instead of typing your answer in the chat box, you have to go to Viber. You have to be able to send the answer to the RV Arriva. That is our Viber community admin. Okay? Our Viber community admin again is RV Arriva. Okay, I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are ready. We're going to monitor your answers in Viber. Again, just join Viber if you haven't. The link is here in the chat box. I believe the link is also in YouTube, in LinkedIn, and in Facebook. Okay? So, just for everyone to get the feel of the game, let's do a trial run. We want to see how many have joined the Viber community already. Okay, let's do a trial run. Let's watch this clip, but there's no prize yet. But I want you to start guessing the title of this movie. Again, you will not be typing on Viber. You have to submit your answer to RV Arriva, the Viber community admin. Okay, let's watch this.
At last, ready to make my fortune. My first day as a future master of the universe.
I have X on it, 86 and a quarter, 6 months ago. Today it is trading at 36 and a half. Mr.
They called it Black Monday.
Let me check. Please don't call us on Viber. We need you to type your answer. Do not call. Let me check. We have Ted. We have Wolf of Wall Street. We also have The Wolf of Wall Street, Wall of the Street, Wolf Street. So different answers. The Wolf of Wall Street. So those are the answers that you've typed. Let's see. Let's reveal the title of that movie. There. Let's reveal the title of the movie. It is The Wolf of Wall Street. Okay. So now you know how the game goes. You've answered a lot, but there are some that omitted the word the. Again, we're looking for the complete and correct title. That means there should be no missing words, but there should be no extra words as well. And the spelling should be correct. Okay. I hope you got that right. Because now we're ready. This clip will give you 200 pesos. Let's watch it.
Whoever, we're all working our way up call sheets to sign clients. From the bottom to the top. From the doorman to the CEO. They'd stay till 7, but I had Christopher. In order not to waste any time, I wasn't hanging up the phone in between calls.
Okay, thank you very much.
I realized that by not hanging up the phone, I gained another 8 minutes.
Okay, here are your answers. Let me read. Pursuit of happiness. Pursuit of happiness. There's two spellings that I'm seeing. There's the happy with a Y and the happy with an I. The pursuit of happiness. And, okay, so those are the answers. Pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness. Different spellings. Do we have our first winner? Let's reveal the title of the movie. It is The Pursuit of Happiness. And congratulations. Checking who is the first one who got it right. We have Stephanie Ferrer. Congratulations, Stephanie. Now, Stephanie, this is what you have to do. You have to be able to send your GCash account number also to that same account, RV Arriva. Okay, send your GCash account number to us privately, and we will be sending you your prize. Now, Stephanie, because you've won already, you would not be able to join the game anymore. Okay, so that we can give chance to the rest of your co-participants. Isn't that exciting, everyone? One more, the last 200 pesos. And this one might be yours. Let's watch the next clip.
I did the same thing to Gandhi. He didn't eat for 3 weeks. Anyway, here's the deal. You have all my powers. Use them any way you choose. There are only 2 rules. You can't tell anybody you're God. Believe me, you don't want that kind of attention. And you can't mess with free will.
Uh-huh. Can I ask why?
Yes, you can. That's the beauty of it.
This is amazing.
Okay, the answers are, we have Bruce Almighty. We also have Evan Almighty. We have Liar Liar. We have any other answers. Let me check the bucket list. We have God Almighty. We have Almighty. Is that it? Yes. So those are the answers I got. Bruce Almighty. We have God Almighty. Evan Almighty. Some variations. Let's see. Who is our winner? Let's reveal the title. It is Bruce Almighty. Congratulations. The first one who was able to send very, very fast. We have Rose Chonko. Congratulations, Rose. Rose, you know what to do. Send your GCash account number to us, RV Ariva. Now let me move on to my other announcements. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, here goes. Stay on top of our insights and updates. Stay connected with us on social media. You can join Arriva Academy's Facebook group. You can also like Arriva Academy's Facebook page. You can follow us in LinkedIn, and also you can check out our website, arriva.com.ph. And as I've mentioned a while ago, join Arriva Academy's Viber community. A lot of things, aside from the games, a lot of things will be happening there. Now, the other free live webinars, if ever you've missed the free live webinars that we had in the past, join. You can subscribe to Arriva Academy and Arriva Talks in YouTube. Now, if ever you're interested in learning more about the topic that we have here right now, or you're interested in inviting our speakers to do an in-house program exclusive for your team, we can help you out with that. Give us a call or send us an email, and then let us know what topic you have in mind. We'll help you partner with the right speaker under Arriva Academy Speakers Bureau for that. Now, let me invite you to some of our upcoming learning events. Here are some of them. We have December 5, Effective Purchasing Strategies and Negotiation Tactics. Data Storytelling Mastery, Crafting Compelling Stories from Complex Data for Impactful Decisions on December 6. December 7, The Heart of Leadership. Another free live webinar will happen, and this will be on January 10, 2024 already. Revolutionize HR digital transformation. Next level leadership on January 12. January 16, employee retention strategies that work. Still a free live webinar. Now, January 19, we have LinkedIn Breakthrough. The perfect pitch on January 24. January 25, essentials of strategic planning. The following day, hitting targets through innovative collections and receivable strategies. January 31, corporate governance for micro, small, and medium enterprises. On the same day, digital marketing and selling strategies to ramp up your sales. This is what Coach Chris has mentioned. We also have unlocking the power of neurodiversity on January 31. February 2, another free live webinar, combating chronic stress. Feb 8, effective supervisory leadership. Feb 13, the heart of workplace harmony. Feb 15, developing your communication styles and emotional intelligence in the workplace. So those are the programs that we have for the rest of the year until early next year, until February. So all you have to do is give us a call or go to our website, ariva.com.ph, so that you can be a part of it. Hi, Coach. We're ready to listen to you again.
Awesome. Thank you. Rest yourself now, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and share screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so do you all see my screen with the slides, Kate?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the common mistakes, all right? Inconsistent branding. Inconsistent branding across platforms or even within a platform itself. When you have something that's inconsistent, it actually affects our subconscious and it makes us go, something's not right. And we can understand this by when I give you this example or a question, right? Have you ever met someone that you just didn't like for some reason and you couldn't exactly put the reason why you don't like them? Because our subconscious is telling us something like, hey, watch out, something's not right. All right. So when we have something that is consistent, it puts our subconscious at ease and it actually increases our credibility and increases the level of trust that the prospect or the clients will have with us. And of course, once again, video. Video is so important, all right? Ignoring video or neglecting engagement and community building, all right? And we talked about this earlier, when we overlook data and analytics, all right? So let's talk about a mistake, all right? Inconsistent branding, all right? The inconsistencies in branding, such as your logo, your color schemes, and your consistent or inconsistent message across social media platforms can actually confuse and alienate your audience. A unified brand identity builds recognition and trust. And for perception, when audiences encounter, a divergent of brand presentations, it can actually create a fragmented perception. So consistent branding establishes a cohesive narrative, reinforces your brand's values, and creates a memorable experience for users. So what is the solution? The solution is you create and adhere to a comprehensive brand style guide so that you can ensure consistency. Now, the guide should cover visual elements, your tone of voice, messaging guidelines, and this will empower both your in-house teams, your personnel, and any external collaborators to maintain a unified brand image. Now, ignoring video, okay? Neglecting video or the integration of video content in your social media strategies, it actually limits engagement potential. So video content, whether it's short videos or long videos, is proven to be highly shareable and capable of conveying complex messages effectively. Just like the question I asked earlier, would you rather watch a video or would you rather read about what something is? Okay, videos can explain very clearly and very concisely. Now, audiences prefer consuming information through dynamic and visual formats. So if you ignore video content, it means that you're missing out on a significant portion of the audience that engages more readily with multimedia content than traditional text-based posts. So what is the solution? The solution is you need to have a social media calendar. You need to have a social media content calendar with a diverse range of copy, graphics, as well as video. So integrate a variety of video content into your content calendar, tutorials, behind the scenes, interactive live sessions, platforms like IG, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. They give you a very wide range of opportunities to experiment with video formats. Now, I will mention this about video also. The first video that you will do will be the hardest, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. Now, mistake number 3, neglecting engagement and community. So when you focus only on broadcasting content without encouraging a two-way communication, you're actually neglecting the very essence of social media, ignoring comments, neglecting messages and interactions. It actually hinders the development of a community around your brand. Social media users, they're actually looking, whether it's passively or actively looking for authentic connections. And when you ignore engagement and community building, it actually shows a lack of interest in your audience opinions and your questions. Active engagement, on the other hand, builds trust and fosters a sense of belonging among followers. So what is the solution? The solution is a responsive community management system. You prioritize responding to comments, messages, and user-generated content. You encourage discussions. Don't be discouraged or don't feel that you have to hold back in communicating in, let's say, a chat function or a comment function in any of the platforms. Okay. You can also host live sessions or Q&A sessions that allow for direct interactions, which enhances the community building aspect. Okay. Number 4, overlooking analytics and data. When you do not leverage analytics, you're actually operating in the dark. You're unaware of what is working and what is not working. Okay. When you overlook data-driven insights, it leads to inefficiencies in resource allocation. What does that mean? It means you're wasting your money, all right? And may result in ineffective campaigns, which means you're wasting your money, all right? Social media analytics provide extremely valuable information about audience behavior, content performance, and conversion rates. ignoring this data means missing opportunities to optimize your strategies, refine your targeting, and enhance overall campaign effectiveness. So, what is the solution? The solution is regular performance analysis. Okay, when you regularly analyze social media metrics such as engagement rates, click-through rates, and conversion rates, okay, you have to do this regularly. I do this for my companies literally every single day. All right, I have it written. I have it in the analytics, and I also write it here. And it's a progression on a daily basis, so I can see what are the increases every single day, increases or decreases every single day. All right. Another thing that you need to look at is use A/B testing to compare different approaches. Compare headlines, copywriting, call to action, the graphics you're using, the videos you're using, and when you have data, when you're informed by data, you can adjust your strategies to align with what works the most in the most effective manner with your audience. Now, mistake number 5, your content, your copy, your schedule, and your CTA. Who can tell me what CTA is? Can you type what you think CTA stands for in the chat or the comment? I'll wait a couple seconds for you to try and tell me what CTA stands for. Very good. Call to action. All right. Now, in social media, all your posts, all your videos, all your graphics, it has to tell the story. When you tell the story, you have to have your content, your copywriting, you have to schedule it at certain times, and then at the end or close to the end, you have to tell the person reading the content, watching the video, what are they expected to do next? What is the next step? So that next step is really the call to action. So in social media, the call to action is send us a message, give us a call, send us an email, click this link, or put something in the comments. That's the CTA. All right. I'm going to show you very briefly what we do for my children's academy. So let me pull this away. Okay. And let me open this up. Okay. Can you all see that? Can you all see the Facebook page? Yes. Just for those of you that have video on, just give me a nod so I can. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Jane. Okay. So this is a Facebook page. We got 13 people that liked our page, I guess today. All right. So we need to, now we actually started this academy earlier this year, and we launched it sometime in April with our first branch. Okay. So we did the marketing, we did the analysis, we made the adjustments. When we hit May, we were almost full with enrollments. Our space was too small. Our space is about 60 square meters, 57, 58 square meters. So we did it in May, June, July, August, September, October. In October, we moved to 125 square meter location. So we more than doubled the size. That's not all that happened. Since April, when we started our academy and we went through several months, we actually expanded to 5 branches in the last 4 or 5 months. So we went from 1 branch in April. Today, we have 5 branches. By February next year, we will have 7. So in less than a year, in actually about 10 months, we went from 1 branch, and in 10 months, we will go to 7. and I attribute all of this to social media. Okay, if you, and I won't show you this, but if you look at all our other Facebook pages, they all look the same. It's all the same. The only difference is we add the location. We add the location. Hold on, let me clear this out. Okay, we add the location, like example, Keep Academy Matina, Keep Academy Buhangin, for example. Okay, so when we look at these things, if you go to your Facebook page, you can actually do a lot of analysis, and you can do a lot of, it'll give you a lot of information on what kind of post works. Okay, let's see if I can go here real quick. Okay, so this is in the Meta Business Suites. From the 5th of October, okay, to me, this is amazing. From the 5th of October to the 3rd of December today, we received 933 messages or inquiries. Okay, we look at the messages that we get, all right, starting from the posts that we put in. Of course, some are advertised and some are organic. This one, let me see. This is an ad. This is an ad. Okay. Let's take a look at this one here. Let's see, content. Okay. So we look at the posts. If you look at the pictures, the thumbnails of the pictures, they all have a similar look. Okay. In some of them we have video. In some of them we have graphics. Some of them we're talking about the kids. Some of them we're talking about the parents. Some of them we're talking about the staff, our team members. But everything looks consistent. Okay. And if we go a little deeper, which we won't go into now, if we go a little deeper into Meta Business Suite, it actually gives us a lot of information. In fact, let me just pick one right now. Let's pick this one. Okay, let's see what we see. Okay, so 176 reactions to this particular post, 13 comments. We reach organically over 3,000 individuals. All right, 176 reactions, comments, and shares. Okay, so this is what we look. This is what it looks like, right? So this one is showcasing one of our team members. All right, and if we look at this one, okay, you can see this here. We're showcasing another team member. All right, but it has the same look. The only difference is the picture of the person change, right? So this is what I mean when I say we need to be consistent. We need to tell a story. We need to talk about the people that our prospects and our customers interact with. Did all this kind of make sense? Okay, if it kind of makes sense, just type in yes for me. If it doesn't, you can type in no. All right. Let me get back to the slides. Okay, can you all see my slides there? Yes? Okay, so we talked about the case study. Okay, now let's talk about how to avoid these mistakes. We're going to give you 5 strategies. All right. Strategy number 1, a consistent brand persona, which is what I just showed you. You know, when we talk about team members, it looks the same. All right. So you have to establish a consistent brand persona across all social media platforms. We also have our LinkedIn and our YouTube. All right. It makes somebody that looks, whether they look at it on YouTube, they look at it on LinkedIn, they look at it on Facebook, it's all uniform. Okay, so we're maintaining coherence in our visual elements, in our messaging, and our overall communication style. All right, you know, consistency in branding reinforces your authenticity. When your audience sees a consistent brand persona, it builds a sense of familiarity and trust. And trust is crucial for turning social media followers into loyal customers, because I would rather have less followers and less likes and more customers. Okay, so the implementation, we talked about this earlier, having a brand guideline. Okay, strategy number 2, incorporating video effectively. It's a dynamic way to engage audiences. When we talk about enhanced storytelling, video content is a powerful storytelling tool. Okay, I'll ask you this question. Can you type in the chat your favorite movie or a movie that you like a lot? Okay, so I'll give you a few seconds. Type in your favorite movie or a movie that you like a lot. Y'all don't have favorite movie? Of course you do. Just type in your favorite movie or a movie you like a lot, or a famous movie. Casper, okay, Kate. Anyone else? The Wolf of Wall Street. Judelle. Now, The Wolf of Wall Street, is it a book or a movie? Judelle, is it a book or a movie? Judelle, Twilight. Okay, Twilight, is it a book or a movie? Twinny, is it? Twinny? Right, Twinny, both. Now, let's come back to Judelle. Judelle, you like The Wolf of Wall Street, or maybe you saw it, that was one of the movie guesses earlier, right? The Wolf of Wall Street is actually a book, right? Harry Potter movie is actually a set of books, right? I don't know Love Hard. And Twilight is actually a set of books, okay? Oh, not to insult you, Judelle. It's okay, all right? And I'm driving home this point. If you watch The Wolf of Wall Street, if you watch Twilight, if you watch what was the other one, Harry Potter, have you read those books? Okay, very simple question. Okay, you don't need to answer yes or no. You can answer yes or no in your head. The point I'm making is The Wolf of Wall Street became famous when it became a movie, but the book was written several years ago. I read the book several years ago, and I was so happy when the movie came out. All right, so we would rather watch the movie, The Wolf of Wall Street, Harry Potter, Twilight, than to read all those books. Does that make sense? This is how important video is. All right, and we talked about it. We talked about how do we fix this? We need to have a video content calendar. Okay. Now, strategy number 4: building genuine engagement. It's not just a broadcast platform. Gone with the Wind was a book, right? It's a space for dialogue. You have to actively engage with followers by responding to comments, messages, and user-generated content. I'll give you a quick example. We from the 5th of October till today, okay, roughly 60 days, we received 933 new messages. Okay, every single message that we get, we answer in the same format. We always greet, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and our marketing only focuses on women, mothers. Okay, 98% of our inquiries are female, women, mothers. So we are used to answering evening, mom, good morning, mom, good afternoon, mom. And we have a series of questions that we ask that is designed to get them to answer back so that we can have a communication. Because when we communicate, we can lead them down the path to the CTA or the call to action. Okay, and this impacts brand loyalty. I won't show you this now, but our stats is 99% of our messages are responded within 26 minutes. Within 26 minutes. To be able to have an average of 26 minutes, it means that we're actually responding almost instantaneously. The reason we can respond instantaneously is because there are 3 of us answering. This is our shift. The first person starts at 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The second person starts at 12 noon to 10 p.m. After 10 p.m. and Sundays, I'm the one answering the messages. So we have 3 people answering the messages to cover all that time, and that is why we can have the stats that we have. All right. So how do we besides that, how do we implement that? Q&A sessions. We can have contests, exclusive offers for followers. All right. You need to build a sense of belonging among your followers to increase the sense of community. Okay. Quick example. When we ask a mother, what is the age of your child, mom? All right. And they answer 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, because that is our target market. We started answering this way. Oh, mom, that's the perfect age for XYZ program. So it's like, we build a sense of excitement in our communication. Okay. And what we find is that the messages that we get, because of the way that we answer them, we actually get very fast responses from our inquiries. Okay. Strategy number 4, analytics. All right. You need to take the data. Okay. You need to take the data, audience behavior, content performance, campaign effectiveness, and you have to analyze these metrics regularly because it will allow you to make informed decisions. I'll give you another quick example. We started our advertising to parents, male, female, father, mother. What we found is that after about almost 30 days, we found that 70 to 80% of our inquiries were female. That means 70 to 80% were mothers, but we were targeting male and female. Okay. And so what we did, what we analyzed was that, I know it sounds bad. What we analyzed is that we were throwing our money away trying to reach the males, the men. Okay. When we remove men from the equation and we only advertise to the mothers, our budget shrank and our responses increased. Okay. And we would only be able to do this when we analyze the metrics. Okay. And I analyze these numbers literally every day. Okay. And we have to have continuous optimization. So what is the implementation? The implementation is you need to go into Meta Business Suites, especially, and the TikTok analytics. You need to go into those, and you need to review and interpret your data to be able to adjust your content strategies and your campaigns based on the data and the interpretations that you have. Okay, now I want to reiterate 3 important trends. Okay, the first is, we talked about this very early on when we started our session, the rise of niche platforms. Okay, you need to understand the dynamics of these platforms or emerging alternatives in order to stay ahead of the highly evolving social media landscape. Visual and interactive content, it dominates. Short form video, AR, interactive elements like polls and quizzes. Okay, let me talk about inclusivity and authenticity. Social media users are, increasingly valuing authenticity and inclusivity. Inclusivity. All right. Brands that embrace diversity, inclusion in their content are more likely to resonate with their audience. Now, trend number 2, AI and ChatGPT. Using these technology, right, enables you to deliver personalized customer experiences. If you don't know, AI can actually handle your chatbots to handle customer inquiries. I'm exploring. We haven't implemented it yet, but I'm exploring how we can use chatbots to have conversations with our inquiries. Okay. Then you have automated social media management. On LinkedIn, I know you can now. On LinkedIn, you can actually use AI, right? You can actually use AI to help you write content. I'm not sure we can do this on Facebook yet, but there are some tools that you can use. Obviously, you can use ChatGPT. There's also content scheduling tools like Buffer that help you generate content using AI. Okay, dynamic content creation. AI tools can assist you in creating content by generating ideas, captions, and this is a little secret, even entire posts and a series of posts. Okay, trend number 3. We talked about social commerce evolution. We talked about data-driven personalization, and we talked about interactive and shoppable content. You need to take these things and start integrating it into your social media, organic posts, as well as paid campaigns. And I'm going to give you a bonus tip right now. Bonus tip number 1, at every stage in your social media sales funnel or in your content, you must have a CTA. You must have a call to action. The person reading your post must know, oh, I'm supposed to do this now. I'm supposed to put a comment. I'm supposed to participate in the poll. I'm supposed to send a message. Okay. Bonus tip number 2, your content structure. Sometimes we have a difficulty with creating content, right? You have to start with the hook. The hook is the headline of your content. Then you have to bring up the problem that your audience has and provide the solution. Then you introduce yourself, you introduce the product, you introduce the company. And if you want to find out more, click here. If you want to get a quotation, if you want to have if you have a question, send us a message. That's the CTA. Now, I want to share with you my final thoughts of the day, or actually more accurately, my final thought of our session. Okay, it's actually 2. So we're going to get into our Q&A in a minute. So please ask your questions. I'm here to answer them for you. All right. When you get inquiries on social media, answer promptly, answer quick. All right. And you have to follow up because sometimes life gets in the way. Okay. Sometimes we send a message, the merchant responds, and then we forget. Okay. How many times have you forgotten? And then they send a message, a reminder message, and you go, oh yeah, I remember I was asking about this. All right. You have to learn and follow a proven system. Take the right action based on the system, and you will achieve proven results. I want you to think about this. It's easier to eat a pizza than to go for a run. Okay. It's easier to have ice cream to feel better than to find a supporter or a coach. It's so easy to say, I give up. It's too hard. It's very hard to say and very hard to do. Okay, it's very hard to say and do. I can do it no matter what, and I will do whatever it takes. So I want to encourage you, don't just sit there day after day giving excuses and wasting time. If you continue not improving and taking action, you're only hurting yourself. If you want it bad enough, you will take action and you will do it. And I never, ever tell anyone that it will be easy. What I'm telling you is that it'll be worth it. Now, I want to give you a word of caution. This is taken from Facebook Marketplace. Okay, we were looking for a place to stay probably about 6 months ago. This is an actual listing on Facebook Marketplace. Okay, promoting a house. All right, based on the description. But the pictures, ladies and gentlemen, it's better that you don't put any pictures on it at all. This is an example of if you're going to be online, if you're going to be in Facebook Marketplace, if you're going to have a social media campaign, if you're going to do an ad campaign, do it right. Okay, so with that, we'll get into our Q&A. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. And I want to thank everybody for listening and paying attention. And before we get into the Q&A, Kate, I'd like to ask everyone a question. And that question is, what did you learn today? Or what is the one thing that you really liked about learning today? Okay, so if I can get that, I would really, really appreciate if you can let me know, what did you learn today, or what is the one thing that you really liked about what we shared with you today? And you're most welcome, Maria Garcia. Gracia. Okay. Most welcome, Anne. If you can share with me, what is the one thing that you really like learning about today? I would really appreciate that.
You can type your answer here in the chat box.
And we're not charging for questions. I'm sorry, Kate, we're not charging for questions today, are we?
Yes, you're not.
Okay. Answer promptly, Divina. Thank you, Divina. Maria Gracia, right? Is it Gracia or Gracia? Uniformity of the post that I'm going to make. Okay, very excellent. Thank you. Anyone else? While you're thinking of what you want to write in there, perfectly fine. Maybe, Kate, we can take any questions if anybody has them while we're waiting for them to put their answers in the chat box.
Yes, I have several questions here, Coach.
Okay.
Here is the first
one. But we're
one.
not charging for questions, right?
We are not
Just want to make sure.
questions,
Okay.
so feel free to ask questions.
Oh, no.
Here's the question. What metrics should businesses focus on when measuring the success of their social media marketing efforts?
Okay, there's a few things that you need to look at. In fact, I look at these every day. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Meta ads. You won't see it, but I'll read out a few things, okay? One of the first things that is very important to me is the cost per message that we receive, all right? So one of our most successful ads, let me just do a quick, one of our most successful ads, it costs 21.7 pesos per message. That's the cost per message, okay? Our closing ratio is about 12%. That means our conversion is about 12%, which some people would say it's not very high. But the industry standard in Facebook ad conversions is anywhere from 1 to 7% average. Okay, so we're actually almost double what the average is. And when we talk about closing 12%, we are actually doing, hold on, we received 702 messages. If you can see, we received 702 messages on this particular ad. It says ringgit 1.87, but that translates into 21 pesos. Our closing ratio is roughly about 12%. So 702 times 0.12, we close 84. 84 is worth 4,728 pesos per month. Okay, and we have spent about 14,000 pesos on this ad so far. So that's a very important metric. All right. The next metric we need to look at is who are the ones responding to our messages? Who's the one clicking on the ads? If let's say you have a campaign that covers the whole of the Philippines, for example, that means you're spending money going to every part of the Philippines, but all your inquiries are coming from Cebu or NCR. So what you should do is you should only focus on Cebu and NCR and ignore everywhere else. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, then you got to look at are males or females, more males, more females. If you have a higher percentage of example females, then you change your ad to cater more towards the females, and your conversion rate will go up. And that's just a quick overview. Did that kind of answer the question, Kate?
Yes, that answered it. Thank you. Here's another question. This one's interesting. How can we not weaponize social media?
Well, actually, what's the definition of weaponize? Because if you ask me, my question would be, how can I weaponize social media
Oh,
for my business purpose, right? When you say not weaponize, I don't understand their definition. Maybe they can clarify that.
okay. To our participant who sent that to me, because it was sent privately, so that means he wants to be anonymous. If you can
Okay,
explain
sure.
what weaponize is. But I am thinking, because social media somehow is also very toxic.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
so
with you,
that
Kate.
is what he's thinking. I'm
Okay,
thinking that way.
yeah. If we're using that definition, then we need to be more. We need to be more like me, where I don't participate in the toxicity. Okay. Um, you and I, Kate, are on different ends of the spectrum in how we participate in social media.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Um, I choose not to put myself out there personally. Okay, and that way I don't have to deal with the crap, right? And I'm not saying that what you're doing is wrong. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just using this as an example. You
Yes.
choose to put yourself out there on social media, and because of that, I'm not 100% sure, but I can probably guess that you receive some crap, you receive some comments. All right. If
Yes,
you
I do.
do receive those, how you should respond is not respond and ignore it. If we ignore the crap and I'm not saying you get insults, but if let's say we put something out there and somebody insults us or trolls us or whatever, it's like, so what? Just ignore it and move on with your own life. Makes sense, right?
It
I
does.
think you do that, Kate. And then we have Nacelle, I think, that says that Nacelle like the timely, relevant, and valuable. Then Jadel said social media has many potential clients. Yeah, it's true. Uh, Best slides is the final thought of the day. I think it was the answer promptly and the follow up. Okay, most welcome, Jovelyn.
We have some comments from our Facebook viewers.
Ah, okay.
Let me read it.
Wait, should
What?
I ignore or no?
It's really good. Let me read
No, I'm
it.
just joking. I'm just joking, Kate.
Here. Okay, this is what Mary Jane said. If you want to gain true essence of marketing, you need to consider the three criteria, which are timely, valuable, and relevant. There,
Nice.
that's from Mary Jane. And this one is from Blazzy. She said, what I really like today is the ephemeral content, which means stories on social media platforms that are
Yep.
more connecting to audience on a
Yep.
more personal level. And also,
Mhm.
she liked timely, relevance, and valuable.
Awesome.
There. I have one more question here.
Sure.
Let me, Coach. I think this will
Of
be our
course.
last question.
No
Okay,
problem, Kate.
here. How do the mistakes impact a company's reputation and bottom line? Okay, so he's talking business now.
Okay. The example I shared earlier about the beer company Anheuser-Busch, right? Anheuser-Busch, if I recall correctly, they put out Budweiser. All right. Now, I'm going to share the main points of this, which will drive home the mechanics of the question. But when I talk about this example, there's no personal feelings in it from me at all. Okay. Um, okay, so Anheuser-Busch has the beer Budweiser. Budweiser, number one beer for decades. All right. So they had a new marketing manager. I forget the name, but she got fired already. she said, I want to do a campaign that is more inclusive of the younger generation, the more the younger generation who are more socially conscious, who are more in line with the diversity of gender. All right. So what they did was they hired a trans influencer by the name of I think it's Dylan Mulvaney. I think Dylan Mulvaney. And so Dylan cross-dressed. She's trans, cross-dressed, and then said, "This is the beer that is like I'm more in tune with," and all those things, right? So what happened then was the core beer drinkers of Budweiser were the middle class, blue collar workers, okay, which have an issue with the woke generation, the gender diversity, kind of movement. And so what they did was their core beer drinkers, which made them the number one for decades, they boycotted Anheuser-Busch. I don't know the actual stats, but when I saw the graph, when I saw the sales graph, it was up here, and then within weeks it went down, and it stayed down for the last 6 months. Okay, so to answer the question, this is the damage that ignoring your audience and ignoring data can do to your brand. They've been the number one for decades, and with one mistake, because they were not in tune with their core customers, they destroyed their brand. Will they come back from it? Yeah, they'll come back from it. But it's going to take them time. So this is the damage that you can do. But I don't think any of us will do that kind of damage to our company and our brand. But it's a lesson that we need to take. So take the data, look at the data, and have the consensus so that you don't damage your reputation, you don't damage your brand, and you don't damage sales. Okay, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does make sense. Thank you so much, Coach Chris, for answering that question. I hope that was also helpful for everyone else, not just to our question sender, because that really, really is important. Okay, now we've come to the end of our free live webinar, and would like to say thank you to Coach Chris. Again, you are always very generous in sharing your knowledge to all of our participants. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you
That's
so much,
why
Kate.
we would like to present you with a certificate. ARIVA Academy Learning Development at its finest gratefully presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Coach Chris Randolph for imparting his professional expertise, valuable insights, knowledge, and wisdom as resource speaker during the conduct of online learning session entitled Sales and Social Media Marketing Mistakes to Avoid in 2024, Most Common Social Media Marketing Mistakes and How to Avoid Them. Given this 4th day of December 2023 via Zoom conference, signed by J.M. Atienzo and Michelle Irish Malonda Samson. Everyone, let's give a round of applause for our speaker, Coach Chris.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Coach. By the way, the link for the feedback form is already here in the chat box. I'm sure it's also posted in our live streams. Click the link, fill out the form, and then submit it back to us so that you will be sure to receive your certificate. Okay, now please, for all of our Zoom participants, make sure your cameras are turned on because we'll have a group photo. And let me call on Direct Eric, our technical director, to assist us.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Direct, are you there?
Yes, hello. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Kate. So good day, everyone. So we have 2 shots of group picture for this PM session. Okay, ready for the first shot? Come on. Okay, here we go. For the first shot, can we do a 2 thumbs up? Yes, how about 2 thumbs up? Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Okay, and for our final shot, can we do a hand hearts? Hand hearts or finger hearts, guys? Yes. Show me some love, guys. So here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Yes, thanks so much. And back to you, Miss Kate.
Thank you so much, Direct Eric. In behalf of everyone from Arriva Academy, I'd like to say thank you to all of our Zoom participants. Thank you to all of our Facebook viewers, to all of our LinkedIn viewers, and also to all of our viewers from YouTube. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. We are looking forward to welcoming you again in our future learning events. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful week. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Blessings for all of us.
Arriva Academy would like to thank the following win-win partners. Official media partner, Art Plus Magazine. Digital media partners, Focus Media, the largest digital out-of-the-home advertising network in the Philippines. Globaltronics, leading digital innovation. City Advertising Ventures Corporation, remove your brand. Outcome, Elevate Media. Arriva Academy would also like to thank the following companies. Brother, at your side. Faber-Castell. Glutus C. Moringa O2. KFC, it's finger licking good. Mr. Donut. Tokyo. Lotus Biscoff. Finma Properties, making room to build your future. Creative Voices, Certified Voice Artist Program. Mighty Tech Advertising and Merchandising. Le Jardin Printing Services. Purple Rockstar, be on top, stay on top. Business Mirror, a broader look at today's business. SMNI, Truth That Matters. Major sponsor, Payday Solutions, a bridge company.